Welcome back to Suzukiville, and yes, there's a bit of a theme going on here, isn't there? We're drilling big holes in things, including the Yamaha. So I know I'm thinking ahead on the Suzuki because I'm fairly sure that the CB750 rear sets won't fit this. And what I'm thinking is that if I took that fitting and put the right hand side on the left hand side and the left hand side on the right hand side, it might just work from the point of view of having the foot peg further back. Might have to shorten the brake lever for those with smaller feet than my good self. Yes, size 11s. Yeah, so for diddy feet we might have to shorten the brake lever a little, but that would bring the peg mount itself back. Then I could put those nice pegs that I've got instead of these big rubber flappy things, and that might work quite nicely. So I might just try flipping the pedals. Seems to be a common theme with this bike, flipper. Yes, we want to flip it quick. Meantime, I thought I'd have a go at this with the Dremel, except that yeah, that's supposed to be gripping that, and it isn't, and it's not a Dremel. So perhaps I should have bought a Dremel, because this is screwed, which is annoying. A lot more goodies turned up today, mainly for the Suzuki though, it seems. Yeah, it's not quite the red we were looking for, more of a crimson than a scarlet. This is perfect. I might even do that now. I might not. Therein lies the eternal question, or the other question. Yes, what to do next? There's a lot of choices. Yes, it's another nut and bolt restoration. It's driving me nuts and I'm about to bolt. Tempted as I am to put my lovely new bright red exhaust wrap on these, because that's going to look really cool. I'm not going to. And there's a good reason. So I bought some custom Rearset Pegs for the Honda, and realised that basically, although it said they're designed for a Honda CB750 amongst lots of other things, they're basically not. They're basically they're basically quite basic. So, you know, there's all these potential fittings that you have to fabricate alternatively to make them work, in which case potentially we can make them work for the Suzuki. It's a bit disappointing. They were quite expensive, and relatively speaking, and yes, it was too expensive to return them. It was $10 just to send them back. So it's like, well, do I spend a 50 to keep them, or do I spend 10 and not keep them? So I've kept them. So I might explore whether I can use them for the Suzuki first. And if we look at the ones on the Augusta, which were substantially more expensive, I have to say, but they came with everything, right? They came with the bracket and to fit on the existing mount, and then the peg, and then the pedal, and then the right length gear shift connector, etc. So what I'm going to have to do is work out where I'd mount it, what kind of connector for the gear shift to make that actually work, and then the same the other side with a brake pedal, custom brake pedal. So honestly, it's a bit of a palaver, but worth investigating, because they are quite nice. I don't really want to give the same guy satisfaction of buying another pair for the Honda, but there's plenty of people who are clearly pedaling the same, if you'll excuse the pun, pedaling the same exact piece that's probably made in China, but it's just supplied in the US. Anyway, I've been watching YouTube again. Yes, very dangerous. And I've been watching my friend, in inverted commas, the guy that did the Ducati Monster. He also did a GS550, and he also did a Honda CB750. Yes, it's for the bold, something like that. Anyway, chap in his garage in Stoke-on-Trent in the UK. And ironically, he had a pretty similar seat. It wasn't metal, it was plastic, and he bolted it down, whereas I think I'm going to hinge this one. My point being, he took all this electric stuff, including the battery, obviously not that type of battery, a gel battery, and he housed it in a tray in the frame here, and a tray in the back for the battery, because then that sits in there perfectly fine and hidden. And I thought, what a good idea. So, whilst I was kind of tempted to just leave everything much as is, I think I am going to change it. I know. And yes, including swapping out, he didn't, but I'm going to swap out the glass fuses for that nice little fuse box I've got, and then I'm going to work out whether I can get rid of that too. If not, I'll keep that. So all this will go away, and I've bought a really nice reservoir for the back brake. Oh, I know, I did that for the Yamaha, and well, for the front reservoir on the Yamaha, and that didn't turn out well, did it? No, but this one looks different. So when it turns up, we'll see, and I won't be adjusting it in any way, shape or form, so that if it doesn't really work, then I can return it. It's from Amazon, and they do free returns. It won't cost me $10 to send it back. Yes, indeedy. Where do we start with all this? Good question. Well, I suppose we just start unscrewing it all, and that may reveal, once all this is out of the way, access to the air filter without taking the whole engine out, because you must be, well, there's the air filter, but I mean the air box itself, there must be a way. So yeah, we'll I guess we'll start unbolting all this stuff. I really didn't want to do this, and I'm thinking that's probably an original seat mount, and that one there too, on either side, so that'll work. I'm gonna have to take this off and the lock off, and unfortunately if I put the battery here, then I can't put my light there, so I have to worry about that being mounted somewhere else, possibly. So I was going to tidy this up with the Dremel thing, Dremel type tool, but yes, as we established, it's knackered. So what I thought I would do is buy a new one, and then I thought better of it, because I remembered when we were working on the race car at Ricky Boobies, we use his air tools, and I knew there was a reason that this big orange space hopper was in the garage, and I bought all this shit, and it seems to have kind of grindy things, which might work, not like Rick has. I might need some more bits, obviously, but I just need to work out what goes where, and hook it up and give it a go. How about that? Well, it's a great idea, but not today. I haven't got the energy. So what I might do is fill these holes with a little bit of Bondo, I suppose. It's a regular bloody sandwich, isn't it? I mean, look at it. Multiple layers. And actually I need to clean that up first, because that's not flat. Turns out the sandwich filling there was glue, as suspected, and good smack with a hammer, flatten that down. So that's that. Yeah, still need to bung these up somehow. I think I might put those grommets in just to give the Bondo something to sit on, and then remove the grommets afterwards. Actually, just a bit of tape will do. What am I talking about? What the hell? Just a bit of tape. What was I thinking? Anyway, so if I'm going to do some more filling, I think I should do some sanding first on the tank and the tailpiece, and see if I need filler for that as well after the second round of sanding. So I apologise in advance to my elbows, and I should be getting on with that. And I went to be filming it, not even in a time lapse, because I can't think of anything more tedious for you guys to watch. It pretty much is paint drying, second only to, maybe. So I started with this, and I'm actually quite happy with that. It doesn't look great, I know. So what I'm going to do is actually give it an exploratory coat of primer, just to see what that shows up, because it's difficult to tell when you've got grey and metal and black and bleh. So I'm going to give it an exploratory coat, as I like to call it. Yeah, it's a bit like a Parker. Well, I thought I had some primer actually, but I haven't. But I've got plenty of this metallic stuff, which will give us a good idea about what it might look like. And actually, talking of which, it might not be Kia titanium, because my good friend on eBay has not got back to me whether he can supply that or not. And so I may well actually revert to, because I'm hoping there's not going to be too much messing around with fuel tanks on this bike, I may revert to just your standard rattle can spray from your local hardware store. Yeah, shaking that bush, boss. Well, that's revealed some blemishes for sure, although this bit looks pretty good. Yes, we've got some gouges there that I missed, and it's kind of cool colour actually. It's kind of, it really is. It looks like bare metal, right? Interior metallic spray paint. Yes. But yeah, wow, kind of cool. Good. So I know where I need to fill now, because it's a lot more obvious, and I'll let that dry while I'm sanding the tank. So it's coming along, and I think I said this was a relatively good paint job on this tank, but kind of isn't. I don't know what I used. There's some kind of tar or something, because as it starts coming away, it kind of starts coming away in lumps almost. So I'm finding it really difficult to get a smooth edge here on the paint, which is really annoying. I think what I might do is do the rest of my little filling here, give it another sand. I've got to do the other side, by the way. I've only done one side. Give it another sand, and then give it a hit with that primer filler type paint to hopefully even out some of this shit, because this is, yeah, I mean, it's really bad ridges. I can feel it. Bad ridge there as well, but, and yeah, look, the holes, they came back. What the hell? I filled them up. Alright, so I'm going to use some of that little red filler, because that's kind of delicate. Alright, we'll see what happens there. This is a right bloody mess. Do not use interior paint, even on an exploratory trip. Yeah, so that's reacted badly, and I'll sand that down. Luckily I only put like a very light coat, so I've got to take all that off, but let's see if the filler sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And yeah, what a bloody mess, eh? The beauty of painting this a light colour shows me that, yeah, that needs rounding off, right? That's a nasty little edge. So yeah, all in all, not a bad exploration. That's great though, it just looks like metal. Well, I think that's quite enough exploration for one day, so I'm calling it a day. As usual, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and do encourage others to watch my lunacy.